Hello.
Excellent, excellent. All right. Looks like everybody's popping in. So we're gonna get this rolled. We don't want to keep you guys too late. And most of you, I believe, were on solution, so which was excellent. I'm glad you guys came to that because those are so helpful. So I welcome you. Thanks for popping in here tonight. We are in week 16, you guys, of the Contender program. It's crazy. I know it seems like it's been a long journey because it has. We started November 3rd of 2020, last year, 2025, November 3rd. So I applaud you. We all applaud you for hanging in there, continuing on, right? We all see the effort that's been presented. Okay, there's a lot to it. It's a simple process as we hear all the things that we keep talking about, the things we need to do, and we all know how to do them. Okay, but it's a process. And Sonara hit it so well on solution that it takes a minimum of 5 touch points for people just to even consider looking at some of the information. So
Mhm.
that's what we've been doing, right, over the course of these weeks. And so how are things going for you? Do you remember the vision board? Do you remember what your goal was that we had you fill out that form of what your goal rank was for um conference for the end of February? Has anybody come close to that or how are you doing on that? And you can come off mute if anybody wants to share.
I could
Are
start.
we close to it? Go ahead, Becky. Thank you.
Um, so I have not hit my rank for that I had on my vision board yet, but I am coming so much closer than I ever have, which is amazing. My growth is linear, even though it's not like going super fast up. It is month over month getting bigger and bigger compared to where I have been. So that's huge. I've enrolled 4 associates this month and gotten some new customers. So I think I'll hit the accelerator bonus, which is not something that I get routinely. One thing that I found is by staying consistent, not just with the follow ups, but being visible on social media, on my stories, and on my timeline every single day is somebody who's been following me for 2.5 years just came and said she was interested and she enrolled and she bought a elite pack plus more. So that is a
Nice.
big piece of the accelerator bonus, but just a big reminder that gosh, there's so many people that are actually watching and waiting and seeing if you're going to be consistent, and they can only see you so many times before they're like, dang, I need to look at what she's doing. So it's nice sometimes to get that reminder that the consistency, even though you might go weeks without a customer or a new associate, there's people watching and they will eventually hop in. So
I love that. Thank
that's
you for
my
sharing
win.
that because it's so and that's where you guys, the more people we are connecting with, right? And our DMO and the numbers there, 5 new outreach or reach outs and then 10 follow-ups, right? The more you keep doing that, then we're not so hoping and praying that one person gets back to us, right? You just keep the wheels churning on that and they are watching. Okay, they are watching. So thank you for sharing that.
Mhm.
Faye says I'm stagnant. I've had people say to leave them alone. Okay. I had one yesterday too. Okay. It's like it's so annoying. It's like, okay, well,
Thank you for letting me know.
yeah, exactly. I'll
I
I'll take it
appreciate
off
the
the list.
response. Thank you so
I
much
decided
because
to
well,
Hmm.
I wanted to add a picture to my post today and I didn't have a really good face one.
Lori, say again. Oh, she came off. She must have been talking to somebody else. Yeah. So Faye, if they say, okay, well, leave me alone, hey, duly noted, right? At least they gave you something. So again, if they're saying no, it's not the right time for them. Um, Let people have their boundaries. Good for them. It's a way. Yeah, exactly.
mhm.
And then that way we're not wasting our time either trying to come back. And so, you table it and maybe check back with them a couple of months and just say, hey, just checking back in with you, seeing if everything's okay. Still go back in to their Facebook page and comment on their stuff, right? Still comment on their life periodically so that you're still in front of them is the best way. So you didn't shut them out of your life. They just don't want to deal with Trinot right now. And that's fine. That is fine. So what else? They said never to contact them again. Okay, fair enough. That's easy. And it stings, right? It stings if we're honest about that. It's like, well, and I do. I say stuff under my breath, or it's like, oh, well, too bad for you, right? But we have to be able to just let that go, right? Bless and release is the way I say it. I guess I got a new watcher this last week who asked me for the NAD plus. This is from Leanne, just because of my being a haircut picture, and I was holding the NAD bottle in those photos. So before and after. All right, just by that photo out of the blue, right? And you can come off mute if you want to explain, Leanne, a little bit. So
Yeah.
that's working. Go ahead.
No, I was not even really expecting anything, honestly, because I'm seeing a difference with the NAD plus with a few different categories that I put in my post, but it just happened to be a before and after picture after my haircut. I've gotten back to her, but now she hasn't seen my last message where I have invited her to the Look Good, Feel Good, and that seems to happen once I send them the invite to the Look Good, Feel Good, it's quiet.
But you don't know that they're not in there looking.
No, they're not in the group yet.
Oh, they're
Because
not in the group
in
yet.
my
Okay.
message, you haven't seen the invitation
Oh,
to
I got you. So did you just send the invite off the page itself and you click the invite and then pop their name in there, or are you sharing it as well?
No, I'm doing it the correct way.
Okay,
I gave her a voice clip and then I dropped the invitation.
gotcha. Okay. And
And
are you
the way
tagging
that you're
her in a
saying.
are you tagging her in a post within the group?
No, what I'm saying is she's not in the group yet. I can't take her yet.
Okay.
So she's not seeing my personal info message. So I was just sharing that
Okay.
I had a new watcher. That's basically what I
Gotcha.
was popping in
No,
for.
that's great. That is awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, that's what it's all about. Anybody else? Let's see. I've had a few of those, Angela says, but I still interact. Oh, the ones that tell you to leave me alone. Okay.
I have a question.
Sure. Go ahead, Kathleen.
I have 6 conversations open right now. Um, After Sonara's meeting last week with
Hmm.
us, I shifted my entire perspective on enrollment and I have oh, she's here. Yay.
Yeah, Sonara's here. Yep.
I've
Um,
been here. Yes, I would love for you to, you've got to share this.
I
Yes.
Tell
I
me what
have
happened.
I have 6 conversations going on about enrollment right now. My question, because I've been asking lots of questions and doing what does that look like for you? But I shifted into a leadership conversation versus a product focused conversation. I've been going because truth be told, when you said that last week about who we're looking for, we don't want people who just want the products. So, because that's not going to build your business. We want people who want to be leaders and move up. And so I've studied leadership for a while, and that's the approach I've been using. But my next question is, so I had someone ask me, is it sales focused? And I said, well, you can if you want to, but that's not what I'm looking for. So I want to know where to take my messaging after that, because I have about 4 of them that I need to flip that script tomorrow morning. Like, yeah, you got to buy into it, but here's how you do it, or what does it look like? Because I really want to keep the leadership focus and I really like it a lot without selling per se the product, even though you have to hit volumes and all that things. So, what support do you have to offer for that? Anyone?
Do you want me to
Sonara, are
handle
you
that,
going to hit
MJ?
that?
Or okay,
Yeah,
sure.
go ahead.
Okay, so you've got these people engaged in a conversation. Is it sales? Is it sales? You answer that perfectly. It can be. There are multiple pathways of income for this company, but that's not exactly why I reached out to you.
Okay.
Now, have they watched it? Have you dropped that video yet?
Not yet.
Okay, so once I have them like open-minded,
Hmm.
the first thing I do is I just say like, I would love to start here. And by the way, this is a voice clip. This is a voice
Okay.
clip. I just
Well,
say,
6 open phone calls tomorrow. Like I have the number and
What,
so
you mean you have an appointment with them?
yeah, I did.
Oh,
I
great.
scheduled appointments.
Okay. So usually what I do is I say, hey, I'm looking forward to talking to you tomorrow. If time permits, I would love for you to check out this video before we get to the phone. It's a 30,000 foot view over who we are, um, what we market, and how we make money. And if you can't get to it, no big deal. But if you can, our conversation might be a little bit more meaningful and productive. I want to make sure that I am making this conversation about you and your questions.
Okay.
So I typically don't like to talk to anybody that hasn't watched an overview first.
Okay.
And the reason being is I find that I spend so much time on just the stuff that I didn't need to convince that like who we are,
Hmm.
our products.
Hmm.
Well, it's like, well, tell me about your top products and tell me about this. Versus if they watch an overview, they know we have these products, they know we have travel, they saw that we build 3 lines of business, they saw that my husband and my kids are making money on this too. They have just such a better awareness of who we are and how we make money.
Okay.
So the the phone calls are already scheduled. Awesome.
Okay.
Reach out to them with that video and just say like, "Hey, I know this is kind of last minute. I know we're talking tomorrow at 10, but if time permits, check out this video. It's a 30,000 foot view of who we are, what products we market, and the type of money that people are earning. It might help us to have a more productive conversation tomorrow."
Perfect. I will drop that tonight.
Yep.
Excellent. Thank you, Sonara, and thanks, Kathleen, for bringing this is exciting for you. Keep
But
us
It
Kathleen,
posted
is.
can
on how
you,
that's going.
but hang on. Can we just back it up a step? I would love for you to share what was the shift. Like all of a sudden you went from like, I hate this expression, but like zero to hero, right? It's just like
No, I know.
a complete
I did.
turnaround, a
Went
complete
from a
turnaround.
complete turnaround.
What shifted in your brain?
Um, just when you were like on fire last week and when we were talking, it was all about having a conversation about leadership and that it just kept you kept talking about leadership and I was like and I had been listening. I don't know. Becky dropped some gold all in that Ruby chat that we're in. There's always some gold nuggets in there and a couple different DMO people that I've been listening to and listening to their leadership as well and their lens and it all just shifted. Everything hit home and I was like, this is not about products, it's not about sales, it is about leadership and building that legacy income that people want to, generational wealth and the people that I have been running in circles with are exposed to that on some level and I just think it's a natural fit. And that's where I was like, ugh, it makes total sense to shift the conversation. And now I mean, people aren't saying no. And if they are, they're saying no, not right now.
So, Kathleen, what are the characteristics of the people that you targeted? Like
Um,
you said, they're all
so
kind of
I
in that
did, I
realm.
went
So,
through, I literally have pulled out my list. I started a brand new list and, people that I work in education and I work with school administrators typically,
okay,
or teachers or conference presenters. They speak on a speaking bureau, speakers summit kind of thing like
okay,
that. Those are a lot of people that I've picked up on my list. Some just have really great magnetic personalities, but almost all of them, I'm looking at this list. I think every single one of them are in education except for maybe 2 or 3 people, but they're in a higher level of leadership. So they're
right.
already leadership focused and I lead with
Organized,
that
hmm
conversation. Yeah. They're already
engaging.
busy because I
Yep.
even wrote in my message, it great. The busier you are, the better it seems to work.
Excellent, excellent.
And
And they are
people
receptive,
haven't shut me down. Like
right?
it's amazing how they're open to this and to being, and then I ask another question. I even followed up with Becky this weekend. I was like, "Can you help?" And she didn't respond back. So I just messaged and played with chat and chat helped me because I just said to chat, "Hey, this is the type of person that I'm talking to. Could you help me with some of the messaging?" And chat was able to help me draft that message I sent to Becky and she's like, "Oh, that was a good one." So
And right there, that's perfect. Thank you for sharing that because okay, so Becky wasn't available. How do I fix this? And you defaulted to something and it you tried it and it worked,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's leadership right there. That's Ruby Contender right there. That's what we're talking about. And that's what you're going to share with your team, right? As you train them up. Hey,
Oh
we
yeah,
all
yeah.
got problems. How do you solve them?
Yeah.
And you just did it and it worked. And if it didn't work, you would have figured out something else. That's what
Mhm.
we're talking about, right? So this is great. This is
And
great. Thank you
chat
for
knows
sharing that.
me, and so I use a couple of different programs, but they know me because I'm
Right.
in there doing all kinds of stuff with it. And so he knew, oh, you're a leader, they're a leader,
Hmm.
you can go in at this angle and stuff like that. So, anyway, it's a good fit. It
It saves
worked
time.
out really well.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you for sharing that. Anybody else care to share about what's working or if
Just
there
want
was a
to
shift for
Can
you?
I piggyback off of that for just a
Yeah.
second? And what works really well for me, and I'm thinking this is what happened in Kathleen's conversations as well. And also hearing some people say that people are saying, "Don't talk to me, don't send me any more information. I don't want to hear from you anymore." When you pile on the compliments, you're so good at leadership, you're charismatic, everybody loves you. Like I give so many compliments that I know, especially if it's somebody that I know. I mean, if it's somebody who I've never met before, this looks completely different. But when you pile on some of those compliments, it's really hard for somebody to say, please stop, don't ever talk to me again. When you've been giving them compliments, you're making them feel good, probably making their day. You're more apt to get a response that's going to be, I'm not interested right now, but thank you so much for thinking of me. That feels so much better on the receiving end. Um, but definitely reminder to throw those compliments of those skills and those traits that they have. And I'm pretty sure Kathleen, you did that when you reached out to them. Am I right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great reminder. And say I'm recruiting and I'm recruiting people like you who
Mhm.
are da, 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 because that does make you feel good. We all know what a recruiter
Yeah.
looks for, right?
I
Whether it's
switched the
football or
language you
whatever.
said, Sonar. From talent acquisition was the change. I think that might have been the trigger
Hmm.
in my brain was the talent acquisition, and I was like, that sounds way different than anything else. And
Hmm.
talent acquisition, who's seeking other leaders in the space that we're already in, it totally lands
You're
with people
speaking
that I'm
their
already.
language. Yeah,
Yep.
you're speaking their language. And when you actually say that, you posture yourself, right?
Mhm.
I'm a talent acquisition manager. I'm
Mhm.
recruiting people, right? You become that.
Yep.
If you're not, you need to be, right? It's showtime. It's showtime. You assume the role. You're not changing who you are, you're just enhancing it. You have to, and that's where your confidence comes in, right? You have to assume that role because you talk differently, you speak differently. They can hear it in your voice, right? All the things that you guys know, and we're tweaking that and we're crafting that and we're changing it based on the audience member, but you're posturing yourself with that. And when you put that title on yourself, right? It's kind of like putting your cape on, okay? You become
Okay.
that.
And that, I want to piggyback on this too. I think we also just need to normalize asking people if they're interested in another income stream. I think we need to normalize that. The average millionaire has 7 streams of income. They weren't living under the bridge. They weren't embarrassed to add a third or a fourth or a fifth. They're just business minded and understand that the more streams of income you have, the better off you're going to be financially. You're going to be able to weather any financial storms. You're going to be able to weather a layoff. You're going to be able to weather an illness. You're going to be able to weather life when you have multiple income streams. So I think we also just need to normalize saying, like, hey, I know you are killing it working at the NICU of Children's Hospital. I know you've got that amazing career. This is totally separate and apart from that. I'm wondering if you're keeping your income options open to secondary income streams. And no, I'm not talking about working overtime or working nights and weekends at Children's. That, of course, is an option. I'm talking about something totally outside of that. If you could find 3 to 4 hours a week, you could seriously monetize that time. If I sent you some information, would you look at it? I think we just need to normalize that people work for money. People have jobs. I ask people, I'll be in a room at conference, 800 people in the room. Raise your hand if you would go to work every single day if they didn't pay you. There's like 2 people that will raise their hand. And they're like usually pastors or, something like that. Like no normal humans. No normal humans. And even those people would have probably maybe even said, probably not, because how am I going to pay my bills? I guess I'd have to find something else. But like, we have to normalize that people work for money. And there's nothing weird or wrong or crazy about saying to somebody, like, hey, like Becky said, you are this, that, and the next thing. I have been at this company long enough to see the common denominator amongst the people that are the most successful. They look different on the outside, but they all have the same traits, and they are this, that, this, and that. And you, Jennifer, are all those things. If I sent you some information, would you look at it? Or I would love to connect you with my business partner. Edify the hell out of her. She's amazing. I want her to drop you some information and see if it's for you. And then you open up that three-way chat. But we just need to normalize this. And I think it clicked for Kathleen Kennedy. It clicked that I'm in talent acquisition. I'm looking for just awesome, kick-ass people who would be, and I always say, I look for people that are totally kick-ass, that would be a major asset to us, and that would also make a lot of money for themselves. I say that. I look for people that we need. People that would be an unbelievable asset to this company, and they would make a really nice amount of money at the same time. And you, Jennifer, would be an amazing asset for our company. People like to hear that.
Yeah, that's excellent. And going back to, we all can use extra money and with the statistics, I mean, again, look at people's lives. How do they afford, all these extra sports for kids and all this kind of stuff? People are thirsting for a second, third stream of income, and pride also gets in the way, right? They don't want to have to use their car and somebody may see them, not that there's anything wrong with any of those jobs, you guys. What I'm saying is if we're giving them an alternative where they can use their phone or their computer at home and have money coming in, right? This is a win-win situation. So again, getting those conversations out there. So this is exciting. This is exciting to hear. And right now, I think unless scenario say differently, we should all, I'm going to shift as of today, it's all follow up to the end of this month. It's truly all, unless there's a brand new person that comes in, right, in a conversation organically, I am beeline focus on follow-ups because though a new person, that's that first conversation, right? That's just that one of 5 or 10. I'm
Mhm.
going back to the ones that we've been cultivating over the summer. All go back in your folder, go back in your pages and start there and hit them, right? And go back and just keep hitting them because you never know because they've been watching, especially the ones that have been watching you guys. That should be our focus for going forward to the end of this month. Okay. And, so don't be discouraged yet. We still got a whole lot of month left. Do not be discouraged yet, or don't even be discouraged, right? You have to assume the dream fulfilled. Assume the dream fulfilled. And I know on my contenders what that dream was for the end of this month. Assume that has already taken place because you're going to speak differently, you're going to act differently. Your confidence is going to come. Okay, keep that in front of you. Assume the dream fulfilled and watch it shift. Watch it shift. Um, Amy, did you want to speak to, I know we brought it up in Solution Land, but do you want to speak a little bit on to the new website or the new group?
Mm.
Wait, who did you say, MJ?
Amy.
Me? Amy. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Amy.
Yeah, I was just going to make sure that everybody's utilizing the new Modern Income Facebook group. And because I know it kind of was just thrown in there. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, I have kind of missed that. So that's been very good with reaching out, like using the scripts that are in the legacy on the post where they shared it. So I was just going to make sure that everybody is utilizing the Modern Income Room Facebook group.
Yep, definitely tagging people in there. So we've got three touch points right there. Obviously, our product one, look good, feel good. Don't forget about travel. don't forget about travel, because those are conversations as well, getting people into travel. Remember, that's monthly PV right there, or group volume they get on subscription. Um, so utilize that one too. And then of course the modern income.
And
Yeah,
by the way, travel has a 95% sticking rate. 95%.
that's what I was just going to say. Also, do not let somebody enroll or give them your link until you have a travel conversation with them for at least a couple minutes, explaining what it is and how amazing it is. I've been doing that, and I have an over 50% of the people that are enrolling are getting travel. Imagine if you had 100 people on travel.
Mm-hmm.
That's 4,500 volume. That's a Pearl paycheck just on sticky volume.
Yep.
My goal, I want to say by the end of the year, 1,000 people on travel. That's 45,000 volume month over month over month. That's sticky. Just wrap your head around that once.
That's basically a sapphire paycheck.
No,
Mhm.
that's almost an emerald
No,
paycheck.
no, sorry.
Emerald.
That's basically an emerald paycheck, which
Yeah.
by the way
That's
is
what I'm
6 figures.
saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you
Yep.
only got to scrape up an additional 5,000. You got yourself an $8,500 paycheck. Isn't that insane?
It
Like,
is
just
insane.
I like make sure you guys that you're having that conversation about it. Don't just assume they're going to see it when they enroll and pick it. They're going to be like, "What the hell is this?" You know, you got to point it out and really edify the travel program and be like, "You guys, I'm going to Aruba for free." Like, seriously, think about that for a second.
Yep.
Holy buckets. And that's exactly how I talk to them.
Yeah, people are already planning their summer trips and things of that nature. So strike while the iron is hot. Present them with the information. Rick just did that with a coworker. Finally, they've been watching. They've been asking about the products. We got them on NAD, and Rick just had that conversation today about travel. And they're like, "Really? Can you send me some?" Yes, we can send you some information. Boom, there it goes.
Yeah,
Right?
people are getting their taxes back right now too. So don't be afraid to promote that elite pack.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all on follow up.
And
Go
one more
ahead.
thing one more thing I want to add, you guys, is I remember once hearing many years ago at a conference, don't be upset about the results that you're not getting from the work you're not putting in. Okay. Um, and some of you are putting in the work, but you're not going the distance. And so you're frustrated with your results, but you're actually not doing anything wrong. Like, don't get frustrated with your results. You just didn't go the distance. You are lacking an organization to be able to make sure that you get to that fifth touch point. Everything changes when you actually lean into the research and the science and put yourself in a position to win, right? But some of you are dropping a super heartfelt voice clip, like couldn't be better. It is pure gold, pure perfection. And then maybe you're circling back a second time, maybe at most a third. But then your insecurities set in. And the reason you're insecure is because you are telling yourself a story that's not true about what's actually happening with that person. And so when you can actually really understand and believe that psychology behind sales, the psychology of getting people to convert to a decision is what they call it. It's not even really sales. It could be watching a Netflix series. It's converting to a decision. It's the fifth plus touch point before you convert someone to a decision. So have like an honest, like last week was our come to Jesus with Sonara Brown, just like having that honest conversation with yourself, because some of you actually are being harder on yourself than you deserve. You're down on yourself for not getting good results, but you never got to the touch point number 5. So you weren't gonna. You're not the problem. It's not that they don't like you. It's not that you just didn't get to number 5. Do you see what I'm saying? So my best advice is like really take that to heart and find an organization system that works for you. For me, it's my Google Calendar. Like the minute the words come out of my mouth, where I say, if I haven't heard back, I'll check back with you tomorrow. The minute the words have come out of my mouth, I'm literally in my Google Calendar adding that person to the list. I have a block every day with a list of those people. So when I wake up on Thursday morning, I don't have to remember that I was supposed to reach back to Jacqueline. It's just going to be there, So anyway, find a system that works for you and you're going to see way, way different results. Okay, done with that.
Hey, I got a quick one. I want to see how you would answer this scenario. So, giving somebody that they volunteered with, are you keeping your income options open, right? Did that whole spiel, sent a voice clip about it. He said, no, thank you. And then I said, you haven't even looked at it yet for a video. I said, I'm going to attach a video below. And he said, no, thank you. And I came back, I fired back. I said, you haven't even looked at it yet. It takes 7 minutes before you, I said, take 7 minutes before you say no. And so I dropped the video. I followed back up with him. I said, what did you like about the video? Here's his response scenario. Nothing. I sold Amway. I sold gold. I sold hair regrowth formulas. I don't sell anymore. I use Facebook to connect with friends and discuss things around town. If you don't want to do that, please unfriend me. I'm not interested in investment opportunities. Have a good night. So
Seems
the
like a good thing.
investment opportunities, yeah. How would you
Okay, so that,
respond?
yep, so that person is clearly really hostile and really close-minded.
Hmm.
And I'm going to have better results by just saying, sounds like you didn't have a great experience at any of those other companies. I'm sorry that that was your experience. I'm I'm having a great experience here. If you'd ever like to hear about that, my door is open, but otherwise I wish you the best.
Perfect.
But I'd like to say it sounds like you really had a negative experience with that
Hmm.
company, and that is probably coloring your perspective.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that happened to you.
Okay. Perfect.
Um, but when people are super hostile and super abrasive and super in my face, my first thought is, even if this person says yes, they just don't even sound like the type of person. They sound like they're going to be a pain in the ass in the chats. They're
Hmm.
going to complain when things go wrong. They just sound like kind of like a pain in the ass. I don't
Right.
know.
Absolutely.
I don't know that
Hmm.
I want those people exposed to my people anyway.
Right.
Right. It
Right.
saves
So
just
anyway,
saves you.
the minute they get hostile, it's like moving on. But
Well,
I still like to get the last word in, like
yeah,
making my
I do
point.
too.
And I
Well,
like to
and
say that.
yeah, and that's where it's like, okay, so the income doesn't jazz you. How about our products? And what about travel? So I'm still gonna, because I know this person enough where I okay, you don't want that one. What about this one?
Yeah, and
say no to all three,
if
and
you know this
then I'll
person,
leave you alone.
yeah, if you know this person, you have a relationship with them, then that's a very different story.
Hmm.
Maybe you might say like this, I know this guy to be amazing. This is a very atypical response. And the minute he said, I've sold Amway, I've sold gold, so he has had a lot of negative experiences in the sales
Hmm.
space.
Yep.
And so I would just acknowledge that and just say my door is
Hmm.
open, if you're
Hmm.
open to talking about it.
Yep.
He's also the common denominator in all those things that he tried. So
Yep.
yeah, he's probably
Exactly. He's the common denominator. When someone tells me I haven't seen success at six companies, what are the
still the
chances that
company.
what are the chances you had six terrible uplines? The common denominator is you.
Mhm.
Every once in a while I do get people like that want to come to Trinot, and I know don't tell them no because they'll just go sign up under somebody else. But I do address the elephant in the room. I say the fact that you've had six sort of failed experiences, um, that's going to be a tough track record to beat, if I'm being really honest with you, Carol. That's going to be a really tough track record to beat. And I want you to see success here. So let's go ahead and get you signed up. But before we move to like getting you started, I really love to have a conversation and kind of unpack what went wrong in those other experiences so that we don't repeat history. And
Yeah. And
usually,
that's go ahead.
what I'm trying to get out is that they were uncoachable.
Yep. Well, and that goes back to because this was one of my got to get a new person, new outreach. This has been building, but it's like that's not the right person for the business. You know what I mean? So looking at who are you targeting specifically that's going to be good and going back to what we said, the leaders, the busy people, the ones that are organized, all right? Those are the ones that we want to invest our time in, right? Versus someone like that. And that may just be a product person down the road or whatever. Still take them, but not the business side. So thank you for that.
Exactly.
Thank you for that.
Hmm.
Sandy, you on here? Do you have anything to add? Share? She's still with us.
I am. I'm sorry.
That's okay. There she is.
um, what do I have to add? Yes, just share, like basically share the tools that we have, right? We've been working so hard in all of this. We've been at it, what, for two months now, since January, February. And like always, I always say we're all leaders in the making. You are a mother, you're a wife, I mean, think of all the hats you have, right? So this shouldn't be any different than that, right? Um, I did have something else that I wanted to add. On those discouragements, when you get your no's, that's just more opportunity for another person later on to say yes. And those very people who are maybe saying no right now, again, remember that it's just no at this very moment. And even if they say, I don't want to talk about it, I don't hear about it, they're still watching you. They are still watching you and they will turn around. Okay. I've had now several within this last couple months. I've had people who've been watching me for 2.5 years finally joining up. One is a high school friend of mine who just signed up yesterday or the day before. She's been watching me since I started. Last, what was it, 2, 3 months ago? I have someone who I've been after for since I started as well. And finally she said, okay, I've been watching you. And every time I talk to somebody, all I could keep hearing or seeing in my head is like, wow, these products of Trinant, and oh my gosh, that could help her. Oh my gosh, this could help her. So, like it has been on her mind, but she had to be ready to, to move forward. Right. And sometimes that's important too, because if they're not ready, you don't want to like you could push them, you could want it for them, but if they're not ready, they're not going to run with it. Versus when they're like, okay, you know what? I've been watching, but the key is you're after them, right? Not like I'm saying badgering, but like following up. Okay, 2 months have passed by. Hey, did you see the special we're having? Hey, did you see the promo we're having? Oh my gosh, look, now we're having, and this is not, if you're not ready, that's fine. But I'm just doing my job and letting you know the promotions, right? Because now we have free enrollment. Now, oh my gosh, like that's a savings of $100, and now you were saying that financial was the finance was your issue. Well, here now you have free enrollment, right? So yeah, just keep the carrot, like, hanging in front of them, and just be present and keep showing up on your social media. I mean, I know there's days too that you feel like you're a broken record, but we've used in a scenario, I think, used that analogy. When you look at your Facebook, how many commercials do you see? How many like advertisements do you see? And do you say, oh my gosh, no, they're there for a reason, right? And how many of you buy from those advertisements? Hello, I'm not guilty. No, yes, I am, right? I do buy from it. Eventually, I see it so much that I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, I've got to try it, right? So that's the same thing. It's no different than what you're doing. So I guess that's all I have.
Right on. Thank you, Sandy. That's excellent. Yep, great reminders. Rita was asking if there is going to be a Spanish version of Craig's video. I believe that's something in the works, right?
Yes. So we are ramping up the abundancia. Okay, we do not work sessions, overviews. We do overviews every Wednesday, and we are starting to vamp it up. We're coming up with a new name for it. We're going to try to do giveaways and such. So for right now, we have what we have, right? And it's better than nothing. And I hope Craig does get that, at least some of the product, what do you call that? Specs and such in Spanish for us, because that's a little hard, right? One thing is going and talking about the product, but then taking all the pictures and stuff, and translating them in Spanish, that's a whole different, it's a little time consuming. So we're hoping that they will get that to us as soon as possible. I don't know, Sonara, if you have some pull on that you could help with, but we're doing the best we can on that page. So if you just want to add them there, or have him, having a conversation with me or Sonara too. I mean, between the three of us, we can make it work as well.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Yeah, I don't have an update. Like basically they're doing that, like, all these things are stacked in the order of priorities. But we do have the Abundancia Facebook page, and so there are overviews. It's not the 7-minute Craig video, but there are overviews.
Excellent. Do you guys have anything, contenders? Let me ask you. So we have basically one more. Today's the 16th, so the 23rd, okay, is our last touch base. before the end of this month and end of the official organized Ruby Contender program. So let me ask you, how many of you are doing the 90-day run with Eric Worre, that advertised thing? Go ahead, put a 2 in the chat if you're doing that.
And by the way, that is being that is coming out again tomorrow. He's training that 90-day run again tomorrow. So yes.
Good, good. Glad to see the 2s popping in there, because that's going to help with the momentum, right? Um, I know you guys all see the stuff we post. I've been doing the daily stuff with Eric. In fact, I just renewed it again, so I'm good for this year. Plus, I'm doing a separate one. Sonara's doing it, and it helps. It helps just keep hearing the same thing, just from a different perspective. Sandy said, yep, continue to see your stuff. Yeah, I'm glad you guys are doing that. So those are super important, because where I'm going with this is, what is your plan to continue on what you've already built? So we won't have our Ruby Contender. It's not that we're stopping and being your upline or anything of that, right? That's not the point. The point is, we're not going to have these official Monday night touch base anymore. So what does that mean? It means leadership. It means you policing yourself and continuing what you've already built and continuing on with that, right? Having the discipline to do that. That 90-day run is going to help you with that. But do you have the motivation to keep going, keep building, keep doing all those follow-ups and all the things that you've already done so far moving forward? Because as you get, how many jades do you need? How many jades do you need to get to the rank that you want to get at? And are you in a position now, smarter, wiser, have some time under your belt to be able to train that to your new people? Right? That duplication, because that's what it's about. Remember, when it's team, it's not about you, it's about your team member. And you can't get as high as you want to get without a team that's working the business, right? I think we all know that. But what does that take? It goes back to everything we talked about, getting the right people on the business opportunity. We're still going to take the people on the products. We're still going to take the customers. Okay. But what we really need is a few people working that team. How many jades do you need? So are you committed to continue on building what you've already built when we officially end this Ruby Contender program? If you are, put a 7 in the chat for me. Lucky 7. I'm going to put a 7 because I'm going to keep going.
And I'm putting a 7 because I'm going to keep going. But
Right
yeah,
on.
the other thing I wanted to say, another thing I learned a long time ago is, when you're doing a 90-day run, your business doesn't grow during the 90-day run.
Mm.
The 90-day run just ramps you up to the point where you've got the skills and enough exposure that you can start to grow after that. The 90-day run is your business grows after the 90-day run. If you had known if you were doing what you needed to do, or knew what you needed to know, your rank would already be there. You had to learn certain skills and develop certain pattern of consistency. And people typically learn those skills and create that pattern of consistency during the 90-day run.
Mhm.
Okay, well, now you've just basically graduated from college and you're ready to take your first job. Now you'll actually start making money after that.
Mhm.
So don't look at this time spent, for those of you that are like, man, we've been in this program for a couple months. I thought I'd be further ahead. No, no, no. This is how long it takes you to get to the point where, like Kathleen Kennedy, her paradigm shift literally happened a few days ago.
Mhm.
Let that sink in, guys. She's been part of this since November. Literally, her paradigm shift happened a few days ago. And now she's in 5 recruiting conversations. The point of this is 6. Yeah, she's like, hey, girl, give me credit where it's due. She's in 6 recruiting conversations. So the point of this time is to everyone's going to have their Kathleen Kennedy moment.
Mhm.
All of you will. But it typically does not happen for 90 days. Like Kathleen Kennedy's a little early. Like, okay, we're wrapping up this program and she had it. Great.
Yeah.
So let Kathleen's situation take heart. Like that's the point of these runs. Not that you promoted to Ruby during the 90-day run, but that you received the education, the skill, and the mindset shift that you needed to now be able to go do it now.
Mhm.
So anyway,
Very
okay.
good. Well, and the basic foundational pieces, you guys know the DMOs, right? I mean, that's just basic 101. And it's also time to think about your personal growth and start stretching, okay? About doing a work session, right? Things of those nature, because that's how you're going to learn even more and be able to teach that. So you guys know what it takes. You've been on the work sessions, okay? And you can do different things. And we need people to start taking some of those, right, work sessions, and that's how you learn. So if that's something of interest to you, if you're ready, I mean, you're never ready. I want to know how to do it. Come on, right? This is how you learn, and you get better and you're better. And remember the first time that you did your live or you did your recording of Activate? Oh, I have my notes. I make fun, right? It's like Activate. It naturally increases our GLP-1. Now you're like, Activate, man, this stuff is great. It naturally increases. It just comes with practice. Okay, so
Mhm.
now's the time to stretch and think about those things too, because you got a team that's going to be looking to you as leaders, right? And guiding them well. And then you have a story. You have a story that you can share. Those aha moments, right? That Kathleen just had, and we all have those. Those are gold, right? To share with your team. So did I miss any other? I think there was some chatting going on with
I
Becky.
do have something to add really quick. If
Yeah, go ahead,
anyone
Sam.
is having or has people who speak Spanish and we have enough people, I would be willing to do a work session in Spanish too, you know.
Oh, that'd be great.
Just let me know though, right? Because I
Hmm.
could definitely add it to the calendar.
That would be
So
fantastic.
just if yeah, just keep me posted on that.
I think with the work
Excellent.
sessions too, you guys, I know how many people are attending work sessions because I was running 4 a week. Most people aren't really attending them. And then they're like, well, my team isn't working. My team isn't doing anything. For one, your team doesn't know what to do. Your team isn't attending work sessions. They're not seeing you attending work sessions either. So even if you don't feel like you're ready to run them, I would definitely attend them and make sure that your team knows that you're attending them and you're excited about what you're learning in them because what you do duplicates. What you do well sometimes duplicates, and what you do poorly always duplicates. So make sure that you're trying to get into some, make sure you're letting them know that you're going to those work sessions because then they're going to be more apt to go as well. And there's so many good nuggets in there. I spend a huge amount of time with professional development, listening to all the Eric Worre stuff and many other podcasters and books and all of this. And I take every nugget that I learn and I try and pass it on. I gave up 2 work sessions because there was only a couple people coming. I'd love to bring them back and do more, but right now the attendance is just so low. So you guys
Mhm.
need to get in there and start attending these work sessions and telling your team you're going to be attending it and attend it with them so that they can see you in there doing the work as well. That's just my opinion on it.
No, that's
Um,
a great point because it goes back to what we were just saying when you're looking at prospects watching you and why should they buy from Carol? Okay, because Carol's consistent. She's out there all the time. Well, now you're a leader. Okay, your team's watching you. And if you're, oh, I'm too tired, I missed it, right? Oh, well, okay, it's not that important. They're watching you. Yeah. Are you tired? You bet your bippy you're tired because you got to get up early, you got to get on a work session, and you got to get your DMO done, and you got to get the kids to school and all those fun things. Okay. But that's how this is going to go. And the more your team sees that expectation that you already have, that's kind of unwritten because you're doing the things, they're going to start to do those things too. The right people are going to do what you're doing. And that's what we want. So, and that's what we're all here for, right? To support. Hey, where are you? You're supposed to be on this work session, right? Okay. And we back each other up on that. And that's one of the many wonderful things I love about Trinot, right? And we're proud of you guys, okay? If we didn't say that before, sincere, we are very proud of you for hanging in there, okay? We're not done. This is just the beginning. This is don't get discouraged, okay? We're going to keep going. All right?
I have one
Anybody
follow-up
else? Yeah,
question
go
I
ahead.
need to ask.
Hmm.
So, because I'm going to have all these new teammates,
Yes, ma'am.
and I'm not posing the typical route through products. how is the best way to go about then quote unquote launching them because they're not necessarily launching product? What would you say I should do or what route should I go? Where should we support them that way?
Okay, hang on a second. No, 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 no. They still are doing the typical launch. They're doing the
Okay.
typical launch because what I say to them is, you got to remember, you, I think they're attracted to the money. Okay, Haley was attracted to a pharmaceutical sales role because it was a high-paying job that utilized her personality and her strengths.
Hmm.
But she still has a job to go out there and sell the pharmaceuticals. I mean, they're still doing the regular thing. They're attracted to the money. The product is just secondary. So now let's do your Facebook Live launch. You're going to start doing the 90
Okay.
days of social media. It's not that they're not using the products or doing the products. That wasn't what made them say yes.
Okay.
Does that make sense? I feel like it doesn't. Maybe we
It
need to
does.
make
I
this
don't like that answer, but yeah, it makes sense.
They need to be
what do you
product ambassadors. I mean,
Because
that's what Eric Roy
they're
says.
not being the product ambassador, right? They're more in the leadership circle and the just growing the team pieces, but not necessarily the
But they got to
product.
know what they're selling. They have to know
Yeah.
what they're
but
selling.
hang on. But that would be me. I'm still posting every day because how are you drawing people in? You're still doing the 90 days of social media. If that's where your conversation starters are coming from. You're still doing a Facebook Live launch. My Facebook Live launch, I talked about these are these amazing products and we have this awesome business model. Like you still, okay. I'm confused. When you talk to them, are you talking to them about like, I'm confused. Start from scratch. Why are they
I
any
can,
different than the average person who joins?
I'm, and I think I maybe am, there's somebody that I was exposed to at the very beginning, and I don't know who this name of this person is, but I think you used her in some sort of capacity as an older lady who didn't want to have anything to do with selling the products or remember, and she,
Oh,
do you know
yeah,
who I'm
those,
talking
Connie,
about?
Connie.
yes,
What?
yes, those people exist, but I'm not recruiting those people on the daily. Those are
Oh,
people who like they're not willing to do a Facebook Live, they're not willing to put themselves out there. I'm like, okay, you're probably not going to have any customers then, because nobody is going to have a vision from Jesus that these products exist. So if you're not on social media and you don't see yourself marketing these products, then we need to move just into a team building role. And so that's what she did. But 99.9% of people, the whole purpose of my day to days of social media is still just to get people on my team. The end goal is still the same,
sure.
but I still am following the 90 days of social media. I'm still posting every day. I'm still, I feel like we need to have a conversation offline. Why don't you reach out to me?
Yep.
But like everyone starts the same. It's like 5 people in my 8,000 that have just pulled a straight
Okay.
Connie that want that because here's the deal. The reason Connie isn't on Facebook. So Connie, how is she going to sell a
She's
product?
not. Yeah.
She's
Okay.
not. So the only avenue for her to make money was, well, let me build a team of people and they sell the product. But for 99% of people, I'm like, okay, here is our getting started link. Watch new associate training so that you can see how we earn. And
Hmm.
then let's get started with your list.
Okay.
Let's reach out to your first people. Let's get you launched on Facebook. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah, because I mean, I jumped in and I put in mine as well. Like I jumped in for the um product because I saw what it was doing to Heather, but I also knew what the money was going to do. So that kind of came secondary. The product was
Well, no, no, no. I think what we're saying here is the product isn't what makes them make their decision.
right, right.
If
No,
someone told me I could make $1 million selling computer chips, guess what? I'd be selling computer chips, calling on different factories and saying I've got this great computer chip.
right.
The product isn't what makes them make the decision. But at the end of the day, now I'm here. Now we all do the job.
Got it. I'm good. I just was like, okay, do they have to do the product launch? And they do have to do that too. Okay.
Yeah,
Great.
I mean, nobody has to do anything, but you're just reducing your odds.
Got it. Okay. That's a
You're
better
just
conversation. The way to answer it you're reducing your odds at being successful if you're not following the model.
yeah, because here's what it is. If you don't do a Facebook Live launch and you don't put anything on social media, you're only going to get the people that they popped into your brain. There's a whole group of people that you're not
That could
even
watch.
thinking of that
Gotcha.
are
Okay.
watching you. Half of my team is people that just were watching.
Right.
They would have never been on my radar ever. So if
Okay.
you don't ever go on social media, you don't market the products and you don't do a Facebook Live launch, you can still build, but now we're only building, you're giving up 50% of the market share. You're
Okay.
basically,
Got it.
you're eliminating the ability for someone that you went to high school with, that you would not have even, in a million years, you would not have reached out to her. But
Okay.
she saw your Facebook Live, she's interested, and now she's on your
Right.
team. You reduce the possibility, not even possibility. It's impossible for that to happen.
Hmm. Okay. I'm good on that.
Awesome. Okay, cool.
Great.
Ooh, glad we got that. Yeah.
And then we got the question answered from Michelle about the group. It's the Modern Income group.
Yes.
That's the new one. Okay, and don't forget about your three-way conversations, right? Getting Sapphire and above in those chats, right? Utilize those, get those going, especially for your follow-ups. That's going to really be beneficial. And we're here, Ruby and above is here for you guys too. All right. Anybody else got anything?
That's it. We're at our time.
Yeah, we are. There's great
Thank
conversations though,
you.
you guys. Super great. So keep doing what you're doing, you guys. Just do more of it. All right.
All right,
Yeah.
bye
Have,
everyone.
have a
Thank
good night.
you.
Bye-bye.